Welcome to the Library Connection. I'm Tracy Thomas, Director at the B.B. Comer Library, and I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We consider it an honor each week to be able to come into your home and to keep you updated about things that are happening at the library and about people and things that are going on in this town that tie into our library program. Of course, our mission is to educate, enrich, and entertain, and so today I think we've got some education that we're going to share with you because our guest today is Chelsey Strong. And Chelsey, I'm always tempted to call you Chelsey Wood, so we'll get to that connection in just a minute, but thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, Chelsey is probably a familiar face to a lot of people. She is a hometown girl, and I'm going to let Chelsey share her story and her background with you, but we're just so excited that Chelsey is back in Sylacauga, and she has a business called Muscadine Marketing, and so the name kind of gives it away that you're helping with marketing issues. But I think what you're doing is so unique because we're in the age of social media, and so you've kind of filled a little niche market there that we may have been missing. So I want to just welcome Chelsey to the program this morning. And Chelsey, tell us about growing up here in Sylacauga. Where did you go to school?
So I am from Sylacauga, born and raised here. My whole family's come from Sylacauga, graduated Sylacauga High School, and then decided to go to Jacksonville State University right after high school. At first, I was a graphic design major. I was real into the art, and that's sort of what I thought my talent was in high school. So I started with that, and then after about a year, thought, I really want to tie this back into business. I was involved in FBLA in high school, and really liked the business aspect of the real world here. So I switched to marketing because I knew I wanted to be in business, but I'm very right brain. I'm very creative and honestly not very good with numbers, so I know I didn't want to go into economics or finance or anything like that. So I chose to go into marketing because it is creative and it changes every day. And that's what really entertained me, was being able to see it change every day. It's not like finance where there's one stamped way and it works forever. Marketing changes every day, and so I really like that changing and updating of it, seeing how it all works together. I got a job right out of JSU working for a concrete business in Oxford, Alabama. Started as a marketing manager there and really started seeing that's where I wanted to really pursue more into marketing. I really had a hands-on to social media and was helping them grow and figure out what their audience was. Around that time, I married my hometown sweetheart. He's also from here, and we lived in Anniston for the past 2 years, and then I got a job at the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce. There, I helped members sort of see how they could get involved more in the community and how their business can grow. And there is really where I saw that in Calhoun County specifically, businesses have so much help. I mean, they know where to go if they have questions about websites or marketing. Like, it is just saturated with areas to go get help. And that's what we helped with at the Chamber. And part of my job was teaching those members about those sort of services they could get in touch with. And around this time, we were looking at moving back home and trying to figure out how that would work and what we would do. And I thought, there needs to be something like this in Sylacauga. All these businesses that I see back at home, that I grew up around, that I know and that I care about, they need help. They need a place to go or someone to go that they can ask these questions to. So we moved back to Sylacauga earlier this past summer, and I decided to open up Muscadine Marketing and help small businesses get on the online map and figure out their marketing.
You've been busy ever since.
Yes.
A few things that I want to mention about what you just said. The first thing that I want to say is that you mentioned the FBLA program at the high school, and I've always been kind of in awe of that FBLA program because we've seen, especially like this past year with them winning so many things on a national level, what a wonderful program that is. So I'm really impressed to hear you say that you were a student through that program. It helped you see that you knew the business side of things was where you wanted to put your talents and your energies. So I'm really impressed with that. Second of all, I'm really impressed that you had enough wisdom about you to look and to capitalize on the things that you knew were your strengths. Like you said, you knew you weren't the numbers person or the. So I think it's important. I think this is such an important lesson for any of those school-age students that might still be watching, is to be able to pick out what you're good at and then find something that you can create it into what you want it to be, just like you did.
Yes.
And then the other thing is you decided to move back home. And that's just so impressive to me, because so many people say, oh, I can't wait to get out of Sylacauga. Yeah. And I just think that it was wonderful that you were able to look around and see the strengths in Sylacauga and where you could fit in and how you could come back home and benefit your community.
Yes.
So I think those are 3 wonderful things that you brought out. So when you decided to open your own business, did you think maybe I'll just, I'll be a little bit busy, I'll have some free time? Did you know it was going to snowball like it has?
I really was not prepared. I looked forward to getting involved back in Sylacauga, and I knew the connections that I could capitalize back on and sort of work my way in. And I had a marketing plan for myself, how I was going to market myself, and this big plan. And I started writing that down, and then phone calls just started coming in, and it was honestly just word of mouth of some people that I knew that I'd touched base with before I moved, and kind of put bugs in their ear of what I was going to come back and do. And once I was here, I was ready to go. So July was busy, but I'm so thankful. Like I'm busy. I'm thankful to be busy, and it's just really been a blessing to see those businesses reach out, and they do need help, and I'm thankful that they're able to trust me and have enough trust to be able to hear what I have to say and actually help them, and it has helped them so far. So I'm thankful for that.
One of the big benefits, I think, of you being a hometown girl is that you know about the resources that are already here. You know about the business and the industry that's already here, and you see how you could help market that to make Sylacauga even better. And so I'm really appreciative of that and what you're trying to do for the community. So we're going to take a quick break, and we come back, we'll talk to Chelsey some more about her business and what she's trying to do, and about the age of marketing with social media. So thank you, and we'll see you in just a minute.
Hi, it's Shawnee McNeil at South First Bank. This is a great time for you to buy or build a new home, or maybe refinance your present mortgage. Our rates are the lowest they've been in years, and that means saving you money. We've been helping our customers become homeowners in this area for nearly 70 years, and we can make our approvals right here in the office, and that means saving you time. We're located here in downtown Sylacauga. Come in and find South First, a better way to bank.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by today and see us. Marble City Pharmacy, where your health comes first.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Tracy Thomas, Director at the Comer Library, and today we're talking with Chelsey Strong, and Chelsey is the owner of Muscadine Marketing. And Chelsey, we've been talking about you're a hometown girl and how proud we are that you made the decision to move back home to start your business here. And I wanted to say that just a few weeks ago at the library, of course, we've been working with Laura Strickland at the Chamber, and Laura mentioned that she was going to have you host a workshop about marketing. And one of the things that we know is that marketing has changed, and so through the years with the social media and different things, digital, online things have changed the way marketing is done. And so Chelsey was actually at the library doing a workshop talking about using social media in marketing. So we were excited to get to have you do that, and I think that's a wonderful service that you provided for the community to be able to come in and point out some of the ways that social media can actually help your business, because we hear the negative side of social media so often, but you pointed out the good things, which we'll get to in just a moment. But can you speak to how marketing has changed? Because we used to see movies, these ad execs, how they sat around and they came up with these marketing campaigns, but what has changed from that until now with the media the way that it is with social media?
So what I would say first thing of how it's changed is paper versus digital. Used to, we just had newspaper ads, phone book ads, some radio commercials, and some TV ads. And we still have a few of those today. But I think what really changed the game for marketing was when it went more digital into social media or website driven, is that it's directly relatable. You can see exactly who is seeing your ads and not just a guesstimate, not just a, well, this is how much we reach, so this percentage might see. You can actually see what your results are from that. So, for example, if you look at the phone book today, we know how thin the white pages are. And we have all those ads in there, and not that many people might be seeing it. How many people even have a home phone still in that case? And so, but they are on a cell phone all day. And so it's changed in what is in people's hands. What are they reading? Used to, everyone had a newspaper. Everyone got a newspaper every day, so that's where your ads were. That's where you talked about yourself the most. Now, everyone knows that everyone's online and everyone's on their phone or on their computer somehow, so that's where we communicate to them. And that's what I really think has driven the change into digital marketing online or through some other sort of online media, is because you can judge it. You can see what type of people, not just how many people saw an ad or are listening to you, but are they male or female? Are they young or old? Where do they live? What are their other interests? And that's really neat. And it's really given us a bigger aspect to see how to market. Like you said, used to, we would sit around a table and draw out all these big maps and just really guessing what we might be doing, but now we can really see what does our audience want to see, and then we deliver it to them.
And just a funny story to time what you were talking about the phone book. A couple of years ago, I handed a phone book to a student who was in about the 8th grade, and I said, could you look this number up for me? And she just looked at me and she said, Miss Thomas, I've never used a phone book before. I don't know how to use this. And that's when, and I thought that it was funny at the time, but then it dawned on me, they don't use a phone book to look up a number because they do everything online. I'm speaking of the younger generation primarily. So what you're saying does ring true, that they don't know how to look a home phone number up because a lot of people don't have a home phone, and they don't know how to look information up because they've never used a phone book before. So, these things all tie in with what you're saying. Where you keep talking about, you can actually see who's seeing your advertising. We know that social media and the internet, they use different algorithms to decide who sees what. And that's what I wanted to make clear, is that you're actually talking about, if somebody gets your email that you send out and they open it, you can check the data on that and see how many people actually read it, how many was it just delivered to their box, how many actually opened it, how many actually clicked all the way through it. So talk about that just for a moment.
I'll start with comparing that to like physical mail. You know, if we were mailing out a flyer or a coupon that you might have had for a business, you could say we mailed out 100 of this flyer or 100 of this coupon, so we're just going to estimate that 100 saw it. But now if you do that with a newsletter, like an email blast, like you said, number one, it's free in most cases, depending on what sort of software you use, but for the most part it's free. And you make up your newsletter, whatever offer you're putting out, and then you send it, and it'll say you sent it to 100 people, but 20 of those, it went to a spam folder for some reason, and then so many more actually opened it. And of those that opened it, it'll actually tell you how many times they opened it. So you could see that there's 2 or 3 that they opened this 6 or 7 times. And why would that be? Are they really interested, or maybe they're showing it to other people? Maybe they forwarded it. And so you can actually see how they're using it. If you have links within a newsletter that you send through email, whether if it be to your Facebook or to your website page, you can see if they clicked on that. And so it just really shows you the path that people take in that sort of way.
And it's wonderful, though, that we're moving to a format that appeals to more people than just the paper, because we know that the paper format is beneficial. It works wonderfully well. Yeah. We mail out about 900 of our brown bag flyers, and we have a wonderful crowd each week. We know that that's how our users that come to the library respond to a lot of things that we send out. But we also know there's a new segment of younger people that would maybe open up an email before they would see something paper that came through the mail. So we want to make sure that we're addressing all the different ways that people collect their information and collect their data. Right. So I think that this is wonderful to be able to track it and to be able to see who's getting it, who's using it. So you talked about the e-blast. Let's talk just for a minute about e-newsletters.
All right, so e-newsletters can be constructed in a very easy way. There's different types of platforms that you can use. Number one, if you just have a simple Excel sheet that you keep up with email addresses and your contacts with, you can load it in there and send it through a simple software like Gmail. However, if you use Gmail, Google has a limit on how many emails you can send a day. Most people don't know that even if you're just using it personally, if you send more than 50 emails a day, Gmail kind of starts thinking that you're spam. And so any email after that 50th one sort of starts cutting out. So that's why people use things like MailChimp or Constant Contact. Those two are automatically free, and then but they have a limit on how many contacts you add in. Like it might be a limit of, let's say, 500 contacts. After that, you pay so much, but it's very minimal. That software keeps up with everything that you have, all your contacts. You can load new in. You can put a form out there either on your website, on your Facebook for people to sign up for your newsletter. And typically, businesses would send out a newsletter once a month. But if you only have so much content that you can only do one every other month or once a quarter, you do that too. You don't want to send one out just to do it. You don't want to blast all those people once a month with just a couple nuggets of knowledge. You want to save it till you've got a good bit. On that, you can put a special offer that only our newsletter subscribers get this offer. That sort of creates what we call a red tape aspect, which kind of lets you know only if you're behind this line can you get these special offers.
Okay.
And so you can advertise that of maybe even like a freebie. If you're an author, you could say those that sign up for our e-newsletter, you'll get a free ebook once you sign up, and then you just email that out to them once they get it. It's just like a free thank you. It doesn't really cost you anything, but they signed up, and now they're going to be the first to hear what you have to say. So that could be just news that's going on in your company, or offers, special discounts, links, other stories that's going on around your business or that you're involved in. Just a really good way to touch your audience in a more personal sense. Everybody is going to see what you're posting on your Facebook or your website or what you're sending out, but that newsletter really gives you the opportunity to create that red tape aspect like I had said.
This is such good information, and we're so excited at the library. We just signed up for our MailChimp account, so
Yeah.
You'll be seeing some electronic newsletters come from the library soon. We're going to take a quick break and come back and talk with Chelsey some more about using social media in marketing.
Looking for a great pre-owned car or truck? Come visit the Collins family at Stop and Shop Auto Sales. Owned and operated by Bobby and Anderson since 1996, and now with the newest member of the team, George Collins. We specialize in quality trucks from Ford and Chevy, and also carry a variety of dependable cars and SUVs. All of our vehicles are professionally serviced and checked for safety and reliability. So come see us today in Sylacauga at 230 West 1st Street, or call 256-249-0322.
In Alabama, there are two things we take serious: football and barbecue. And at August Barbecue, we take our business serious. Our meat is smoked daily to give you the freshest and best quality. Ask about our daily vegetable specials. And don't forget about our beef brisket, served up every Thursday and Friday. We have a great outdoor seating area to enjoy the best live music around every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Great service, great atmosphere, and great food. August Barbecue. You can taste the difference.
CallTheShield.com is the solution to pest and termite problems. APS shields your home from termite infestation, unwanted pests, mold and water intrusion, sagging floors, and unhealthy lawns. Visit CallTheShield.com to schedule your free evaluation. That's CallTheShield.com to schedule your free evaluation. Alabama Professional Services. Protection for your home.
Welcome back to the Library Connection. Today we've been talking with Chelsey Strong, and Chelsey is the owner of Muscadine Marketing. And Chelsey, we've been talking about a lot of different things about how the age of social media has changed the way marketing is done. You were just talking about sending out e-newsletters versus sending out, just paper copies of things. You can reach a lot more people with e-newsletters. It's a lot cheaper. Then let's talk now about social media, things like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. We know that those are things that everybody is on. It doesn't matter, age, race, religion, background, anything. Everybody is on social media. So talk about that and how it's changed the face of marketing.
So social media has become the walking dog of what marketing is today. Like you mentioned earlier, social media has sort of a negative connotation when we think of personal use, of how it can negatively impact your life, if things can be thrown around. But social media is the crown of marketing today because it is, again, another free platform for you to talk to your audience and see what's going on with them, what they like, what they enjoy, and how you can portray that back to them. We do always say that Facebook is number one. As of right now, it is. Facebook is as crucial as a website. If you don't have a website, at least have that Facebook page. Make sure all of your information is correct because people use that in a way to get in touch with you. They want to see your hours, when you're open, where you're located, your phone number. And most of the time, if that information isn't on your Facebook page and you don't have accurate information on even like a Google page, people like me might not even look another way to contact you because that's where we're looking. So you have Facebook as your number one. That's where you want to put the most out there. But most people get confused of thinking Facebook is their website. So if let's say you have both, you have a website and you have a Facebook. Some will make their website visitors go to their Facebook and they want that to be their main source. They want those likes. Well, the first thing that I like to debunk is saying that likes don't matter. You can use that if that's how many people have the opportunity to look at what you have, but you don't want to use how many people like your page or are following your page to relate to your business success. You might have 2,000 followers, but if those 2,000 people aren't making a sale with you, they're sort of just empty contacts in that way. So you can communicate to them and think about Facebook as the telephone. Facebook is letting everybody know what you do, what you have, what's available, those sort of things. And then you want to direct them to your website if you have it, or to a phone number, or to a location. It's always about making that second step. Come and see us, come and try us. So what I'd like to say the marketing funnel is, and this is where social media really helps with that, is you have know, like, try, and buy. So Facebook, social media lets people know who you are. Then after so long, they like you, and then they'll try what you have, and then they buy from you. And so that's how you move them down that funnel, and it starts with letting them know who you are. Twitter is a great way to just put out news updates, to see little snippets of what's going on. Snapchat is probably the most new social media that most don't know of, and it is a smaller demographic of people that use it just because it is in that younger crowd. Probably around 35 and younger use it the most. But one thing that Muscadine Marketing has been working with in the community with Snapchat lately that's been really fun is with Laura at Sylacauga Chamber, we've created football filters for the Aggie game and for the Comer home games. So that means if you are in the stadium between the certain times that the game is available, you can get on Snapchat and look through, and it has this nice filter of the game, and it says sponsored by the Chamber, and they're really affordable, really fun to do. You can do them for any event, and you don't have to do anything. That's the biggest thing that I've seen businesses like really wow at, is it's not like a Facebook post. I create it, I implement it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have a Snapchat, but those that are using it know how to do it. And so there's a lot of new things that are coming about that we're learning about, but there's still just the good, tried and true social media platforms that we're always going to use, I think.
Just listening to you talk about this new way to advertise, like through the Snapchat filter, I was thinking about how exciting it was when we were little and we would see, the hot air balloon fly, the blimp fly over with a message, advertising for something. Yeah. And now we've moved all the way to Snapchat filters. So right. It's exciting, it's new. And one of the things that Chelsey and I have talked about in the past is that if you're going to jump into the world of social media for your marketing, you need to maintain it. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people don't have current information on there. Right. What does that do to somebody that's looking for that information?
So if you don't have accurate information or any information at all, to some it makes you almost look like you're not real or you don't exist. Obviously you do, but if you're not updated and you don't have that accurate information, like I said, I might not even look any further to see where you're located at. A lot of people want to throw the term millennials into a negative aspect, but millennials are actually anyone right now up to the age of 35 So those millennials still have buying power. They have families. They live in Sylacauga. They pay city taxes. They have families. And they still are a customer of yours. And as a millennial, we want to get that information online. We want to get your information in our hand, right in our phone. And if it's not there, you probably just lost a prospective customer. So it is important to have that information accurate, and you don't need to have a page just to have it. Don't create a Facebook or a Twitter or have Instagram just to say you have it. You need to be consistent, post things correctly, have someone managing it if you don't have the time, and making sure all of that is updated so it looks like you are for sure open and you don't have old things that the last thing you posted was from 2013. You want to make sure that you're updated and don't have it just to have it.
Well, for anybody watching that may not be really familiar with social media, say you don't have any social media accounts, one of the things that I wanted to point out is for some of us older people, and I'm beginning to fall into that group more and more, for some of us, it was great that you had a website that you could go to and look for information. And so for people watching that may say, well, if they've got a website, then why do they need a social media? But I say to them, the social media advertising is great because what if somebody asks a question in the comments and then they answer that down there? And that's the same question you were going to ask. So talk about the feedback that a prospective business owner could get from social media with the people that are using their social media.
So, as I mentioned, Facebook is sort of like a telephone. It allows you to speak to your customers, but it also allows your customers to speak back to you. And that's not just Facebook, that is any social media account you have. They can directly get in touch with you, they can message you, they can comment, they can share things that you have and say, that applies to me, or that relates to me, I like that. And you can see what your audience is doing. Facebook has a page called Insights where you can see the demographics of people that are looking at your page, and from there you can define what your audience is and not just blindly go about in your marketing efforts, whether if it is an ad in the newspaper that you end up doing. If you have an older crowd that seems to be looking at your Facebook, you might want to go in that newspaper route or that direct mail route. But if they are younger, you know that you're going to put your advertising dollars on online ads. And so it just really helps your customers speak back to you.
Chelsey, you've given us some wonderful information today, and this is exciting to me because things are changing so fast, I think, in the digital world, and we want to make sure that we're addressing as many needs as we can in our community, and I think you're trying to help us do that.
Yes.
So we also appreciate TV47 so much for giving us this opportunity each week to come into your home and to share with you things like what Chelsey's doing with her business with Muscadine Marketing. So we're very grateful to them as well for this platform to be able to do this. Chelsey, just real quick before we go, if anybody wants to get in touch with you, is there a way they can reach you?
Yes, you can call me at 256-267-7353. You can also visit my website, www.muscadinemarketing.com.
Thank you so much, and thank you again, Chelsey, for joining us today, and thank you as well.